Welcome back to another video. Jody B here. For those of you who are new, I am a registered dietitian and nutritionist, and the premise of this channel is to make nutrition easy. Today we're going to be making some Escovietch fish tacos. If that sounds good to you, then keep watching. Okay, so for the Escovietch sauce, I'm going to show you the ingredients that we're going to need. You're going to need green pepper, thyme, and here I have a yellow, red, and orange pepper. I'm probably going to use half of each of these because I don't want to make too much. 1 Scotch bonnet pepper, 1 scallion. I'm just going to use 1 stalk, and then white vinegar. Also, we need some whole allspice. You also need a yellow onion. So for this recipe, we want nice thin slices of everything. We do not want dices, we want slices. So I think they call that Julienne. Nice thin slices of the peppers and the onions. And then we're gonna simmer it down in the Escovietch sauce. So I'm gonna go ahead and chop up everything to about the same size so everything cooks evenly. So I washed my peppers, and now we're gonna get cutting. Just be careful, don't cut your fingers. Nice even slices, long pieces. So this is about how we want them. I also chopped some carrots. Can't forget about the carrots. Okay, so to a pan on medium heat. First, we're going to add our onions in. So these can get nice and soft. The longer you cook onions, the sweeter and juicier they get. So don't rush this process of cooking the onions down. And you just want to stir it around so it cooks nicely. So the onions cooked for about 2 minutes here. It's nice and soft. We're going to go ahead and add our peppers in. You see how colorful this is going to be with the peppers and the onion, the carrots. And we're just going to allow these to soften as well before we put our vinegar mixture. I'm also going to put the peppers in so that can start permeating. I'm going to use a whole pepper. I just cut it in half, so it's not going to be too spicy because it's not diced, but it will have some heat to it. And just stir that around a bit. I'm going to put in about 3 allspice seeds. Well, this is more like 5, but 2 of them are small, so count as 1. And then a thumb of ginger. This is frozen but fresh ginger. And then I'm going to put my thyme in, 2 sprigs of thyme, and just give that a little stir so everything cooks evenly. Man overboard. 1 teaspoon of garlic, 1 stalk of green onion. And just toss that around so it doesn't burn. So now we're gonna make the vinegar sauce. So basically all I have here is half a cup of white distilled vinegar. And then I'm gonna put in 1 tablespoon of brown sugar. So I'm keeping it very simple. You can taste it and adjust to your liking, but this is the basic of the sauce. Now we're just gonna pour everything over. And you wanna make sure that sugar is dissolved. I'm gonna have some on the bottom there. And you just want this to simmer. Have these veggies, the peppers and the onions get very soft. So here, as you can see, I have not adjusted any seasoning yet. I haven't added salt, pepper, nothing. So I'm going to go ahead and just add a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, very little salt, just to have everything heightened with the flavor. And as I said before, you can taste and adjust to your liking. But this is going to be slightly spicy, very vinegary, and a little bit sweet. So at this point, you want to go ahead and taste it. And I'm going to just add a little black pepper and a little garlic powder. Toss that all in. Going to turn this off, and we're going to allow this to sit. The more it sits, the better it gets. I'm just going to zoom in here so you can see that goodness. Oh my goodness. Mouth of water. Okay, so now let's do the batter. First, we're going to take 1 cup of all-purpose flour. Put that in a bowl. Right, and then here I have 1/2 teaspoon black pepper, 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, 1/2 tablespoon of paprika, and then 3/4 teaspoon of salt. So I'm just going to put that in here, and of course I'm going to have everything linked down below for the recipe. And then I have 1 egg that I beat up. And then we're gonna put our beer. I'm using a red stripe beer, but you can use any beer that you like. This is like the national beer of Jamaica. So I'm gonna pour this in to a measuring cup first because I don't want to pour it all at once. So that's about 1/2 cup. So you're gonna pour in just as much until you get the consistency that you like. So I'm just going to, and of course it's gonna bubble up. And the reason why I use beer is beer has carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is going to put air into the crust. So it's going to make it very light and flaky. And we need a little more. I think I'm probably going to use all of it. You just want to go slow. Make sure you mix it out properly until you get the consistency you like. And I think that's gonna be it for me. This is like a pancake consistency. See? That's how thick it is. And you can make it thinner if you like, you can make it thicker. But this is what I'm going to do. So we used about almost half, actually, 3/4 of the bottle of red stripe. So here I have my pieces of snapper. These were washed and I pat them dry. Of course, it's with the skin on. You want it with the skin on. And then now we're gonna season them really well. I ended up cutting them in half just because I wanted more bite-sized pieces that would fit nicely in a tortilla or taco shell. So I'm just gonna season very well with some salt, pepper, and some garlic powder. And it's okay to touch your fish, guys. Season, and you want everything to be seasoned all over. and black pepper. The worst thing to have is a fish that's nice and seasoned on the outside, as in the crust. Well, when you bite into the fish, you don't taste nothing at all, or it tastes really bland. That's the worst. So just make sure you season really well, and some garlic powder. And that's it. Just toss it around a little bit, make sure all the sides are covered. And then we're gonna dip and fry. Okay, so I have a little station set up here. We have the fish. We're gonna dip that into the beer batter. All right, drain off any excess. Gonna use this to help you a bit. Get the excess off. And then, just because I'm extra, I have some panko breadcrumbs here that I'm going to toss it around in as well. That's just for a little crunch, just because I'm extra. You don't have to do this. And then into the pot it goes. So we want to get our pan up to about medium-high heat, or 350 degrees Fahrenheit if you have a thermometer. A thermometer is always a good investment. So we're gonna put our fish in. And we don't want to overcrowd the pan, so I'm just gonna put in maybe about 2 or 3. And that's what you're looking for, bubbles. I'm gonna put in 1. You don't want to overcrowd, so 3 is my max. And I'm using a smaller pan because I don't want to use up a lot of oil. Once you cook in fish in grease, you can't really reuse that, so it's kind of a waste. So I'd rather use a smaller pan and use less oil. Okay, so our fish are done. We're gonna take these out. The one thing you don't want to do when you're taking out the fish is you don't want to put this on a paper towel. The reason being is when you put this down on a paper towel, what's going to happen is the side that you're putting down is not going to get that air that it needs to circulate and stay crispy. So what I'm doing is I'm putting it on a wire rack pan, just so the bottom can get air as well as the top. So as it cools, it's staying crisp, nice and crisp. So we're gonna finish cooking up the rest of these and then we'll assemble. Look how nice and crisp these look. I cannot wait. So let's plate these babies up. I'm gonna put down a little bit of some chopped romaine lettuce. Just a little bit, because the fish is really the star of the show here. So just for a little crunch. And a little color. We're just doing a little bit. We don't have enough space to put a lot, because this fish is really big. Should have cut them smaller, but it will be okay. So I'll just do one here so you can see. So I'm just gonna put my fish down here. If you can see that, right? And then we're gonna put our peppers on top. Not too much. Look how colorful and pretty that is. We're just gonna put a little bit of some cilantro. You don't have to, but I like the fresh herbs on top. And a little bit of green onion also. Then we're going to squeeze a little lemon, and that is it. Look how pretty that looks. I'm gonna make the rest of them now. So I just ended up making 3, but look on that crispy fish, the peppers and the onions. I swear my mouth is watering just talking to you. Oh my God, look. Let's try it. So this is what we're looking at. Let's taste it. I forgot to mention I did toast the tacos a little bit. So here we are. I'm gonna squeeze a little bit of lime juice. My mouth is literally watering. And I'm gonna go from this end.
So good. This is what I imagine heaven feels like. Fish is well seasoned perfectly, not too salty. The vegetables complement it perfectly, not too spicy. The crisp of the lettuce on the bottom. So crispy. This is perfect. Wow. I really hope you try this recipe. I'm gonna link all the ingredients below. Don't miss out, friend. So good.
I really hope you enjoyed this video. Comment below and let me know if you tried the recipe or if you would try the recipe. Subscribe if you're new, like, share with a friend. Thank you so much for watching. See you later.